All right, what is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We got to talk about Kaspa and go over some of these bullish price targets that we have and why I think it could potentially run up another 50%. We'll break that down in today's video. We're going to have a nice detailed video on Kaspa and also talk about the possibility of an ABC correction here, right? The market tends to move in 3-wave, all right, and 5-wave structures. And, your 3-wave structures typically come in the form of an ABC correction before starting and continuing the rest of the bullish trend. So we'll see if that plays out. We'll take a look at some of the previous corrections on Kaspa. And the whole reason we're going over the possibility of an ABC correction is, some of the signs we're seeing here on the RSI and the MACD. Okay. And you want to know that Kaspa, even though that this, coin has gone up thousands and thousands of percent time after time, right? It has had a 73% drawdown. It's had a 38% drawdown and a 24% drawdown, right? And you can see some of this ABC structure here, ABC structure here. So, we want to prepare ourselves if we are potentially going to have a pullback and, be prepared for those. If we take a look, we currently already had a 26% drawdown. In the past, it's drawn down around 25% and then continued bullishness. So maybe this is the full extent of our correction right here. Okay, and maybe we're ready to go and hit those new bullish price targets. But if we were to come down to the C wave target, which is going to be 0.103351, that's going to be about a 33% correction. Now that also, comes in line with, roughly this 38% correction that we saw here. And then the 73% correction, if we really want to continue and extend this correction, it's possible we could come down to 0.061604. Now, that's very, very far away. And, that's not something we're planning on right now at the moment. But we are looking at the possibility of an ABC correction here before potentially going higher. So you do want to keep an open mind about that, and that, things aren't always going to go up in a straight line. As I've shown you in the past, there have been plenty of times where Kaspa has fallen as much as 70% or more. As always, though, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So be sure to read through the disclaimer. All right. If you're new to the channel, I started a completely free newsletter for you guys, giving out free trade ideas, free valuable finance content, free trading content, and you'll really enjoy it. Okay. These are what the trade ideas will look like. And, basically highlighting the chart, you can take a look at how these trades have worked out. I try to put really high quality trade ideas and setups into those newsletters. And you can get those free trade ideas about once or twice a week directly to your inbox, right? And on Thanksgiving, we actually gave out a newsletter with some crypto trades, right? Because the stock market's closed. So we're focused a little bit more on crypto. And, there was a great trade on Matic. I'm in that trade right now from the newsletter. That trade is up about 30%. A really great trade on ADA Cardano. Both of those came out on Thanksgiving. And those are both trades that I took on Thanksgiving and, got to enjoy the day, spend time with the family and friends, and come back at the end of the day. And it was nice to see sitting on some nice gains there. So sign up for the newsletter if you want access to, those free trade ideas sent directly to your email inbox. Or you guys can just join the Investment Intelligence Discord, because there's a huge Black Friday sale going on that I'm extending into Monday. All right. You will get into the Discord for only $1. Promo code Black Friday, all caps, no space. That will get you into the Discord for $1. And this is where you can see, this is that Cardano trade that I was speaking of. Okay. Entering into ADA. That was a very nice trade right there. And, go over all of the different trade ideas, right? So rather than just one or two a week from the newsletter, right, you can actually get all of the different trade ideas, resources, analysis that I post, in the Discord, through the Discord. Now let's get into the video and let's talk about these bullish price targets, right? Because that's what everyone's here for, right? They're here for where can Kaspa go potentially in the future, right? They're not worried so much about the downside, which they do need to be worried about, which is why I'm making this video. But let's talk about these bullish price targets, right? So, if we can break above previous highs, 0.0168318, 0.109, no, 0.190852, and 0.203780. So I do think it's possible that Kaspa can get up to 20 cents. It's just really a matter of when, right? I mean, if we were to experience one of those crazy dramatic 60, 70% drawdowns, obviously it's going to take a lot longer to get there. Now, even from where we're at right now, it's still almost a 50% move to the upside for Kaspa. Okay. But, it's not going to happen all at once. Right. And you can see how well the levels have been respected in the past, resistance, breakout, retest as support, boom, resistance, breakout, retest as support, breakout, resistance. Now we're pulling back to area of support, pulling up to resistance. And so ultimately, if Kaspa starts to close on the daily chart above 0.142959, let's just round it up to 0.143. That's going to be a bullish sign, right? And if we can close above here, stay above here, that's going to be a sign that we're going to get the 100% retracement back up here to about 0.155. All right. And above there, that's when we are going to be looking for our bullish price targets to the upside. Okay. Now, if we talk about this ABC correction, right? I explained earlier, market tends to move in 3-wave and 5-wave structures, and those 3-wave corrections often come in form of an ABC, like so. Okay. And so what we would be looking for is ultimately a break of 0.1259 and 0.1234. Okay. Basically, if we break below here, all right, the odds greatly increase, right? And so I don't mean a simple wick, right? You see how we wick down below here and then come up? No, if we break down here, retest this area as resistance, and then push lower, that's when we're most likely going to hit our C wave target, which is basically 10 cents. It's going to be right around 0.103351. All right, but there is still going to be some support up here at 0.112377. So we'll just have to see for now. The big thing that has me leaning to believing that it's possible we could actually get this C wave down is our MACD, right? And so, we have a bullish crossover here. We go on a really strong rally. It's very close to crossing over to the downside. Now, one thing that people get wrong about the MACD, all right, is that it is a lagging indicator. So it's going to tell you what's happened after it's already happened, okay? Versus the RSI is much more of a leading indicator. And so, with it ranging like this, right, and really how it's just staying flat and going sideways, oftentimes this continues with the trend, right? So whatever the trend heading in to a flat MACD is, right, where it's just ranging, is often where the price action will continue to go, but in a less explosive manner as it was up here. Okay, now if the red line or white line crosses below this red line here, it starts trending, aggressively to the downside, that's going to be an indicator that we're starting this C wave correction to the downside and potentially trying to break those major support levels that I just gave you over there. On top of that, you have your leading indicators such as an RSI, showing that we were overbought. We were overbought a couple of times, and now it's coming out of that overbought territory, suggesting it's starting to lose a little bit of its strength, right? And so if we continue to lose strength and we get a bearish crossover on the MACD, that's when we would potentially be looking for this C wave to the downside. Right. Again, if you look at the previous corrections, a lot of these came in nice 3-wave structures, right? You have A down, B up, C down, right? A down, B up, C down, A down, B up, C down. So, the big question is, hey, are we in the middle of this ABC correction right now? And if so, does that mean that Kaspa is due to drop anywhere from 25 to 73%? Well, the answer to that is yes. Okay, but as we've shown, okay, if you take a look at the current correction, it's already dropped over 25%. So, if we were to come down to the C wave target, that would be around 33%. If we come down to 0.09777, right, that's going to be roughly in line with that 35 to 38% right here. Okay. And then, breaking down all the way back down to 0.061604, that's going to be about a 60% correction. All right. So, I'm not extremely bearish. Okay. That's not how I'm trying to come off in the video, but I do just want people to be aware. Now, if you look at these two little purple lines here, what these are, okay, right here and right here, these are what's known as anchored VWAPs. Now, the VWAP is your volume weighted average price, and you can anchor these to specific price points. So what we did was we anchored it to the most recent high, and then we anchored it to the most recent low here. And institutions really use these, right? And the reason being is because they want to become buyers and sellers based on the average volume weighted price. And so what we're seeing here, being that we're trading above both of these, is that this means that the average person who bought in here was buying in through this time period, and the average holder who bought in here, both of them are green at the moment. So this is a bullish sign. Now, if we were to break through those anchored VWAPs, okay, that's when we come to those major support levels. So there's tons of support to the downside for Kaspa, and we really need to see bears step in to even, attempt this C wave to the downside. Otherwise, the recent buyers, right? So not even speaking of all the people who bought, previously into this rally, but the people who bought, around the recent highs and started buying in here and the recent lows, both of those are green, right? And we're above the anchored VWAPs for both of those. So again, this is bullish, letting you know buyers are in control. And if we do happen to break below those, we've got those major support levels there. And that's also where, buyers potentially are going to step in as well. So for right now, things are favoring the bullish side. All right. If we start to break through those things, just be aware of some of the potential for where the corrections can go down to for Kaspa based on, the analysis and based on what's happened in the past. All right. So that's basically it for today's video. If you enjoyed the analysis and you want a one-on-one session, and you feel like you need that one-on-one touch, that one-on-one personal touch, all right, I do one-on-one coaching sessions all the time. There's a link in the description for my Ko-Fi page. You just click on the commissions here. All right, and you can book a 30-minute or a 1-hour session. You can also request a specific video on YouTube on the topic of your choice. So maybe there's a token, coin, strategy even, or something like that you'd like me to go down. All right, Ko-Fi is going to be the platform to do that. All right, there's also a buy a coffee button. It's basically a way to leave a tip or donation for the free content I do put out for you guys. All right, don't forget to sign up for the Discord where you get access to all of the different trade ideas. You can see the different setups that we're looking at to take and, really capture some of these really nice trades. You can see the dates on all of these. All of these are just within the last month alone. Promo code is Black Friday, all caps. That will get you in the Discord for $1. And if you don't want to join the Discord for $1, because that's too much money, well, there's a free newsletter giving out free trades, free valuable trading content. You can get that straight to your inbox. Okay, so appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.